So this is my newsflash for Ballatonia. The current president of the United States is Barack Obama, and the candidates for the Republican Party are Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, and John Cash. And the nominees for the Democratic Party are Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. The nominees that I think that have a legitimate chance of winning the president for their party's nomination are Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. The big reason why I think those two nominees will win are because of their delegates and how many states they have won. The reason why I think Hillary Clinton would win the election is because currently she has won 18 states and has 1,941 delegates, and some of those delegates are super delegates. Another reason is that the public would likely elect her is because some people have opposition of the Republican leadership to Trump if he becomes president. It's arguable that there's a fallout and fragmentation of the Republican platform, and Bernie Sanders and Ted Cruz aren't really gonna have a chance against her because they have less states and delegates. One thing that might hold her back is that she has a record of transparency, and her during her interviews and other things, she might be questioned, and that might hinder her a bit. Why wouldn't the second candidate is Bernie Sanders, and the reason why I don't think he will win is because even though he has traction with young voters, his momentum on the internet and at rallies have failed to convert any delegates. And right now, at the point in the race where almost all the states had their polls ready, it is possible that he could get funds to fight for his delegates, but there's very little chance gaining them, especially if Hillary is kind of the popular and rising one. He currently has won 16 states and has 1,191 delegates. For the Republican Party, Donald Trump has the lead. He has won 19 states and has 845 delegates. One reason I think he would win is because I think the way he actually makes speeches are kind of interesting, and some people actually think that his speech is really powerful and will actually vote for him. And another reason is some people just want to joke around at the polls and vote for him for the Republican nominee. So I think overall, there's not really, in my opinion, I don't really think there's a big reason, like, oh, he has connections, other than he's a really good entrepreneur. Like, the Woolman ice cream that was a big success. And lastly, Ted Cruz. I don't think Ted Cruz will be able to win against Donald Trump, but I think he still has a tiny chance of still being in the race. For his establishment, he has something better than Donald Trump, and it's not because Donald Trump has like very little or less than him. And for his establishment, something about it is that for his establishment, the public and maybe the Republicans would actually spend more resources on him because Ted Cruz has a better establishment. But I don't think it's really gonna help him because Trump has a very big leading of delegates, and right now Ted Cruz has only won 9 states and has 559 delegates. Some key endorsements that the top two candidates have are that they appear in different companies' ads or shows, and some of these are intentionally, but it still helped them. Like Hillary Clinton, she was on the Broad City show on Wednesday night, where the actors were fangirling about her, so it gives Hillary Clinton an image of she's very like some kind of like god or something. Donald Trump was unintentionally sponsored by NASCAR, and Donald Trump has celebrity endorsements like Sarah Palin, and Charlie Sheen. And some important primary dates that are coming up are New York, with New York April 19th, and Pennsylvania April 26th. And I think the prediction of these two primaries are that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are going to win, because looking at CNN and Real Clear Politics, they have been looking at like the stats and who's been winning. They have been the one who's been winning the most. So yeah.